After emancipation, when the plantations loosened their grip, but hunger still held the island by the throat, a band of men began wandering the inland roads at night with their faces blackened in soot and mashed banana skin. People called them the Banana Boys. Some said the name came from the stink that followed them. Others claimed it came from the strips of dried banana bark they tied around their waist like old war belts. They traveled from village to village after sunset carrying cutlasses, bottle lamps, and drums skinned with goat hide. Tormented, isolated communities already struggling to survive the years after slavery. They stole pigs from pens and left the carcasses hanging from silk cotton trees. They beat old men in rum shops for amusement. Women barred their windows when distant drumming rolled through the hills because the Banana Boys delighted in making whole villages kneel in fear before them. In some places, they demanded food and money. In others, they dragged people from homes and forced them to dance barefoot in grave dirt until the sunrise while they laughed around fires. But there was one place older folk refused to name aloud. Even now, people driving the back roads of St. John speak of a certain stretch where the bush grows too thick and the air suddenly turns cold despite the heat. They say a village once stood there before sickness, hunger, and silence swallowed it whole. One wet season, the gang arrived there after hearing rumors that abandoned homes still held hidden coins buried beneath floors by freed families too frightened to return. 7 of them entered the village near dusk, carrying lanterns and cutlasses, while rain hissed softly through the cane around them. The houses stood untouched. One of the men laughed and kicked open a Chatterhouse door, shouting that the ghost had fled before them. Then the drumming and laughing began. The Banana Boys searched the village for whoever was mocking them, but every road curved back toward the center no matter which direction they ran in. Rainwater thickened into black mud around their ankles. The lantern flames dimmed until the village seemed trapped inside a long, breathing shadow. One of the men finally spotted figures standing between the cave's stalks at the edge of the settlement. Dozens of them, silent shapes watching from the dark with pale cloth wrapped around their heads. The gang charged them. The lantern light reached the figures just before the screaming started. Every mouth had been sewn shut with black thread. Mud poured from empty eye sockets. Some still carried rope burns around their necks, while others had wrists stripped raw to bone. Then, the ground beneath the Banana Boys softened. Villagers from miles away heard screaming until sunrise. Years later, a man passing through the district discovered 7 banana trees growing in a perfect circle where the old village road once stood. Their trunks were swollen and twisted strangely, almost human in shape. No matter how many times people cut them down, the trees returned taller by the next rainy season. And on certain nights, when drums carried too far across the hills, villagers swear they can still hear the men begging somewhere deep inside the cane, their voices muffled beneath the sound of roots drinking rainwater.